I wanted to acknowledge the passing of James Earl Jones. That might seem a little odd as he's an actor, he wasn't a children's author, but he's one of the greatest storytellers who ever lived. He's also someone who has had a huge impact on children's literacy in a way that most people aren't aware of. James Earl Jones helped create early test footage for Sesame Street. His performances helped convince the powers that be that this was a show worth producing. So while I understand that his many glorious performances of Shakespeare and his numerous roles in film are what he's best known for, I'm incredibly grateful that he helped to launch Sesame Street by being its first celebrity guest. This program has helped millions of children learn phonics, counting, and spelling. I really believe there's a chance the show never would have been greenlit without his help. I mean, listen to him. James Earl Jones can make the alphabet sound epic.
W X Y Z.
His presence permeated my childhood. I just can't even add up how many times I watched him on film, and through his performances, I really learned what good storytelling was. I mean, of course, we know him best as the voice of Darth Vader, but then later on, we got to know him as Mufasa in The Lion King, and his cameo in The Sandlot is really important to me. In fact, he's in two of the greatest baseball movies ever made. He's in The Sandlot as well as Field of Dreams. And I really love baseball, and I really love baseball movies. So both of his performances in those films, even though they were small, had such an impact. And again, they just really, really hammer home what it means to be a class act and a master storyteller. I also remember him from an episode of Reading Rainbow. He told the simplest story. It was just this nice little building tale. Like it started with a field and then there was grass, but it was dry, and then there were cows and they were hungry and thirsty because it hadn't rained. And then the lines just kind of build and add. And his reading of it was so masterful. Again, this is not a complicated story. It's just there's a field, there's some cows, there's a guy looking after the cows, and they want it to rain. But he took it so seriously, and it's not just that rich, rolling bass voice, but his intensity and his willingness to take time and let the tale unfold. This was just one little episode of Reading Rainbow, and I only saw it probably once, maybe twice, years and years ago, and yet I still remember it.
This is the cloud, all heavy with rain, that shadowed the ground on Kapiti Plain.
If you get the chance to see this episode, I really recommend it, and I know your kids will like it too. Truly great storytellers will leave a mark on our lives, even when we've never met them in person. James Earl Jones, thank you for filling my life with wonderful stories.